Today at E39 Source was a Tuesday. We dug into the 2000 silver 540 for timing chains and guides. Valve covers and upper timing covers are off. TDC pins in the crank. See if you got the accessories off. Yes, many of those are off. Water pumps out. Some of those bolts were rusty. One snapped off. The rest will have to be cleaned. It's a mess. It's a project. This car is really dirty. Both upper timing covers were leaking and the gaskets were just like hard plastic. The plastic part of the U-guide on bank 1 is gone and mostly over on bank 2. So we have complete failure of the timing chain guides here. Oil filter housing was full of glitter, but the oil itself looks clean, and that's just going to be from the chain rubbing on the upper timing covers and shaving aluminum off. So I don't think we're too far. I don't think there's any serious engine damage. He said he heard a noise, immediately turned it off, and knew what it was and hasn't done anything since. So 180,000 miles, certainly too many for the M62. So here's the old stuff. Kind of dirty, really dirty compared to my own. I don't know what the oil change intervals on this car were. We're doing a lot here. We are replacing the valve covers, but we're not doing all the hoses and the water pump and the belts and the pulleys and, you know, kind of the complete service that ultimately just increases the cost a lot. There's the inside of the upper timing cases. Pretty dirty, not totally sludgy, but lots of oil, varnish, and staining. And this car has more miles on it than mine. You can see how dirty everything is here on the outside, so that'll need some good cleanup. Earlier in the day, the black 99 540, which is over there, and I can't get to it because everything is just crammed in here right now. Transmission is back in that, exhaust and drive shaft, customer supplied clutch and flywheel, clutch kit and flywheel. We rebuilt the shifter carrier, replaced some customer supplied cup holders today. We are waiting on brake hoses, the 2 short brake hoses at the ABS module. One of them was leaking, so that was almost a fire. He decided not to go with this whole 6-piece stainless kit. It's just going to be a direct replacement on those rubber lines, which will be here tomorrow. We'll put those in, bleed the brakes out, do a little bit of test driving, scan for codes, but if that's all the work scope, that car's about done. Still no C-pillars on this project. They're due any day. I think these are the 2000 ones that, or the 02 plus ones, which could work. They're just too thick here. And I was able to find a set. We're just waiting on them still. It's 10:30. It feels later. And I made mac and cheese tonight. I may or may not have thrown a half a slab of bacon in it. Pretty damn good. Anyways, rain has settled in. We had a beautiful weekend in the 80s. It was sunny, it was warm, and now we're paying for it because it's the rainy season. So I had to use the wipers about 3 times on the way home. It's gotten worse since then. But I am happy to say that the rain sensing wipers on the 540 work and work very well. I need to get some Rain-X for the glass, but we've got new blades, so we're in shape there. Did a little project today. The driver's seat has been driving me nuts over the past couple of days. Anytime I hit the brakes or shift my weight at all, just the seat squeaks. It groans, it creaks, whatever term you want to use. It feels like it's in the bottom cushion, but if you shift your weight off the backrest and bounce up and down or move left, right, forward, back, it doesn't make any noise. It's when your weight shifts off of the backrest and more so onto the bottom rest. So I raised the seat all the way up today. I got in there with a light. Everything looks reasonably clean. I've had the seat out for seat twist repair as of a few months ago. Pulled it out again today, hit everything that I could see with some penetrating grease, and cleaned up some cobwebs and moved the seat all around. And on the ground, it was still making noise. I put it back in the car. It's probably too early to call this a victory. Now it's going to start squeaking tomorrow because I'm talking about it. But it was totally quiet on the way home after moving the seat all the way up, down, forward, back, tilted, pitched, you know, everything it does, go through the whole range of motion. So far, so good. We'll see what happens. I did a deep search online. Yeah, they're not available new anymore. It would have been cost prohibitive anyways, but I looked on eBay, Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, Facebook, E39 parts groups. There's next to nothing available. I mean, there's 5 or 6 sets out there, but they're all in significantly worse cosmetic condition than what I have, which is not ideal. And if I am going to change the seats in the car, there's 2 seats I consider going to. Number 1, Nate, the E38 Sport Contours in black. That would be cool, very fitting for this car. I would rather have just black heated sport seats, and those seem to be difficult to find. They're not terribly uncommon, but finding them in good shape 20 years after the fact is seemingly impossible. They just don't exist, even for Murad Motors up in Watsonville. He's got a couple sets. They're outlandishly priced. Shipping is the value of the seats or more, even in California. So I think it's going to be a slow search, but if I can make it shut up for a while, I'll be happy with that. So we'll see what happens. that's all I got today. Tomorrow is already hump day, Wednesday. I'll talk to you guys then. Good night.